All right, so thank you guys for coming out for our team call. I'm super excited. We have the creator of TeamZ on with us today. I know a lot of you guys have been using it and absolutely love it, and I know some of you have no idea what I'm talking about at all, but he's going to be showing us this amazing online, it's a website and an app, this I believe, right? I've only used it a couple times. It's a website and an app that helps you streamline your business and really stay focused and know who to reach out to and when. So I will let you go ahead and take over.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you guys. My name is Eric Johnson, founder of Teamzy. I was a Beachbody coach just like you guys. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a training first on relationship marketing, which is kind of the philosophical background to the software. I'm going to take you through some of that. Then I'm going to take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up. It's very easy to set up, honestly. If I could do it, you could do it. And I'm going to show you how to do a power hour in like 15 minutes. And it's going to be amazing. You guys are going to be so freaking efficient in your power hours. You're going to be flipping. Those of you guys, how many of you guys are already using Teamzy? So a few of you guys, you know what I'm talking about. I'm also going to show you how to follow up. I'm going to show you how to use the software to follow up, but I'm also going to teach you how to follow up, how to actually do it like so that you're not afraid to follow up, okay, and that you're not nagging people. So we're going to do all that as fast as I can go. I'm going to go through stuff really quick. Make sure you have a pen and paper ready because I'm going to go really fast, though we are recording, right? I'm going to mute everybody when I start right now, but I want you to know, like, if you feel the spirit move you and you want to say something, just unmute yourself. That's totally fine. But I will also stay for a Q&A, okay? All right, we're muting you guys now. Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to share my screen now. So you guys should be seeing my presentation. You guys see that? Okay, great. So how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Just a quick little bit about me before I start. My background is in coaching. That's what I've been doing my whole grown-up life. I've been teaching people how to build businesses, how to leverage their time, how to be super efficient. I grew up in the real estate industry, helping real estate professionals primarily. I became a Beachbody coach personally because I did P90X. I bought it at Costco. Can you believe that? They sold it at Costco. I bought it at Costco and I owned it for about 5 years before I really did it. And then I lost 60 pounds doing P90X. Everybody was just all over me. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So I became a coach. Probably a similar story to some of you guys. When I became a coach, I just figured I would do it for extra money. As I saw how awesome the opportunity was, I decided I really wanted to pursue it. But I only had about an hour a day. I had a full-time job, 4 kids, right? Similar story probably to a lot of you too. And so I've just figured being a coach, being a business coach, I thought there must be awesome tools. I mean, such an awesome network. They must have great tools to help them leverage their time. And so I started looking for the tools that were built for this business. And I really didn't find anything, at least nothing that was based on a philosophy of relationships, which I'm going to explain to you guys right now. So we built one. That's the story of how that happened. All right, so let's talk about this. What is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing, guys, it's a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, okay? And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I'm bringing this up for a couple of reasons. First of all, some of you guys don't know what TeamZ is. You may have heard that it's some way to track your business. And tracking is great, but you have to understand that tracking and the whole concept of tracking is that it's looking in the rearview mirror. You need to do more than track. You need to plan. You need to know what you're going to do today. And you need something that drives you to do the things that you need to do. Does that make sense? And so this is a lead generation system. It's something that's going to proactively drive you to generate leads. And this is really important, guys, because you need to have a mindset shift. Well, that's hard to say fast. A mindset shift right now at the beginning of our call. And that is that your business is not marketing home workout programs. Your business is not selling nutritional products, okay? Your business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. Okay, so now that you've had that mindset shift, I just want you guys to know something. If you don't do lead generation in a day, it doesn't matter how busy you are in your business. You didn't work on your business today. So some of you guys are like, ooh, I don't like the way that feels. Let me give you my definition of lead generation. Are you ready? Here's my definition of lead generation. Lead generation is meeting new people and deepening relationships with people you already know. That's it. That's your business. Your business is meeting new people and deepening relationships with the people you already know. How awesome is that? Now I'm going to show you how you can do that systematically and never have to worry about making SC, never have to worry about recruiting new people to your team, never have to worry about growing your business. Okay? You just keep your focus right there. Did you guys ever see that movie Hitch, you know, where he's giving them the dance lesson? He says, just keep it right here. It's like that. You just keep it right here. We're going to meet new people and we're going to deepen relationships. So let's talk a little bit about this. Here's your principle. I'm already kind of leaking into this. That developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. I thought it was building landing pages. No? Or like my Instagram Impact Academy. Those are all cool things if they do what? If they help you meet new people, develop relationships with them. That's really what it's all about, guys. All right, so let's talk about this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our relationships. So all of our relationships, let's say I meet somebody, you know, right now. I'm going to turn them, over time, I'm going to turn them into an advocate. That's my goal. I'm going to serve them in such a way they become an advocate. An advocate is not only somebody who joins my business or supports my business. An advocate is a walking, talking billboard. Somebody who is out driving people to my business actively. You guys know what I'm talking about because you're already advocates for lots of different products. You can't help yourselves. People are wired to be advocates. They can also be negative advocates, right? Okay, so here's another important principle. I promised you I'd go through these really quick. I want you guys to know, seriously, I could go an hour on every slide. So I'm going to just try to drop some good nuggets on you. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. The cool thing about this system is if you're a jerk, it's not going to work for you. Which is why I have to tell you, I love TeamZ customers. Because they self-select quickly. They're like, this doesn't work for me. That's because no one trusts you, right? It depends on trust. Now, the cool thing about trust is trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun. If somebody trusts you, it's so much fun to work with them. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them on anything. You can get right to helping them. Okay, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how to build trust in a second. Trust takes that icky feeling from the sales process, just removes it. Right? You know, how many of you guys are worried about being an icky salesperson? And I think that icky salesperson is actually a technical term that Beachbody coaches use, it seems. So whenever I say it, people are like, oh yeah, I know exactly what we're talking about. And the best part about trust is you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Have you guys done the go for no as a team? Have you gone for no? Do you know what I'm talking about? So the whole concept of go for no is that you're inviting, and you're keeping track of everyone who says no. And as a team, you might have a goal to get 100 no's. And the whole idea is that, you know, if you get 100 no's, you're getting real close to a yes. Has anyone done that? Okay, so I just got to tell you, I would never do that. I would never do that. I was asked to do it when I was 3 months in the business. I got put on one of those diamond calls, you know, those synergy calls with other coaches, and they're like, "We're going to go for now." I said, why would you want to do that? I'm too wimpy to get rejected that many times. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you guys. The whole concept of going through your warm market and pulling the yeses out and leaving everybody else behind, that is so dated. Are you kidding me? That is so dated. You shouldn't leave anybody behind. We're not going to burn any bridges. I'm going to teach you how to build bridges. You're going to build bridges with every single person you know. You don't leave anybody behind. And you get to go for yes as you build trust. Okay, so how do you build trust? How do you build trust? By the way, if you guys didn't get it from my little sarcastic comment a second ago, if you're sitting there going, I don't know what to do in my business because I've already gone through my warm market, anyone like that? You don't have to raise your hands. If you're already thinking that, I want you just to kind of take a deep breath and then say, that's BS, and throw that thought out. And I'm going to teach you guys now how to go back to everybody you thought you've gone through and rebuild the trust with them. Okay. I have these little things that people call my passion tangents, and you can tell when I'm kind of going off. Hold on a second, I lost control of my presentation. There it is, got it. So I'm sorry, I will go off on a few of those, but it makes it fun, right? So there's 4 essential ingredients to build trust. 4 essential ingredients to build trust. I'll go through them real quick and then I'll break them down. First one's chemistry. Chemistry. Then character. Character. The third one is competence. Competence. And the fourth one is consistency. Consistency. How many of you guys are wondering when this guy's going to show us the software? It's coming. It's going to make more sense this way. So let's go through these. Building trust. First one is chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. It's where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? I'm not going to go too deep into this one because I know you guys probably do this pretty well. And I know a lot of you, I see you on Facebook, you've already kind of got your niche, your market identified. You're attracting them to you. But here's the thing I just want to give you guys a thought on this. That is awesome, by the way. I'm not going to put that down in the least. But here's the thing. What happens when you attract someone who's not in your niche? What do? Do you kind of freeze up and go, that's not my niche? Who do I give this person to? Here's the thing. You've got common ground with every human being on the planet. All you have to do is ask a couple questions, then shut your mouth and listen, and you will figure it out. But just keep in mind, for every person that's in your niche that comes to your business, they bring their entire network of relationships as well. So use the niche to meet new people, but don't get stuck in there. Okay, it's not a rut for you to get stuck in. Okay, the second one here is character. Character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Guys, here's what I want you to really notice about the way this is phrased. Character is not something you have, it's something you do. Okay, it's not something you have, it's something you do. And if you're like me and you get easily offended if somebody questions your integrity, you have to remind yourself that they should question your integrity, as much as we hate it when that happens. Because if you haven't been consistently demonstrating to them your care, they don't know your character, right? So it's when you demonstrate how much you care and that relatable. How do I explain this to you when it comes to communicating and posting on social and everything? It's about giving value to others, and it's about making your communication about them, right? And when you talk about yourself, it's in a way that relates to them. Make sense? Okay. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and that you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. This is when you show people, hey, you know, if you can trust me to help you with your health and fitness goals. I know enough to help you with that. You can trust me to mentor you in this business. Okay, they need to know that. They need to know that you're competent. By the way, the mix, like if you wanted a recipe, it's 3-to-1 character to competence. You need to 3 times as much show your character than your competence. So you don't want to constantly be like, you know, I'm a coach, I'm a coach, I'm a coach. That needs to be every once in a while. But here's one thing I want to say about this. If you're a new coach and you feel like maybe I don't have the competence to demonstrate, it's totally cool, because the best part about the fact that you're on a team is that you can leverage the confidence of your team. You can leverage the confidence of your team. And you can explain how awesome your team is and the support you have and how you're learning, and you can learn along with me too. Okay? Chemistry, character, competence. Before I jump over to my fourth one, which is my favorite one to talk about, which is consistency, I want to leave you with this principle. People only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? You can see where I got the content for this page is from this principle. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Guys, I'm not going to, you write this down and noodle on it, but here's what I want you to understand. If you're getting objections in your business, and of course you are getting objections. Everybody gets objections. All objections stem from these questions. If the objection's about an ingredient, if it's about price, if it's about anything, it's coming from these questions. In the heart of hearts, the person you're talking to doesn't know the answers to these yet when it comes to you. That's okay. You're at the beginning of your relationship, right? But you just got to know, okay, yeah, I need to be a pro and overcome objections, but I also need to understand that this person needs more trust. I need to spend more time investing in this relationship, okay? Okay, and the fourth one is consistency. Oh my gosh, it'd be so easy if this one wasn't on the list. Wouldn't it? It would be so easy if this one wasn't on the list. Unfortunately, God made us this way. Nothing good happens if we don't do it consistently. Have you ever noticed that? I mean, even the sun comes up every single day. We have to be consistent. Guys, this is an important principle right here. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Okay, I got to give credit for that principle. It comes from this book. It's called Influence, Psychology of Persuasion. Highly recommend this book on your personal development list, guys. It talks about the 6 laws of social influence. So, you know, we talk about attraction marketing and building teams and stuff. You need to be able to influence people. So this is such a great book. In fact, here, I put it on the screen for you, okay? One of the things they talk about in this book is that the desire to be consistent is one of the primary motivating factors for all human beings. I don't know if you guys ever thought about that, but I mean, you know the power of being consistent, but the desire to be consistent is actually a primary motivating factor, which is huge. It's huge because as coaches, we need to understand that people fail and they succeed for the same reason, their desire to be consistent. They fail when they want to be consistent to their bad habits, and they want to be consistent to their friends and family who have bad habits, right? People don't want to change. We're going to talk more about that aversion to change when it comes to following up in a little while. But it's a huge thing for us to understand as coaches, that principle. If we can help people become consistent to a new group that supports the healthy lifestyle, to a new system that supports the healthy lifestyle, then they can be successful. If we can't, they fail. There's how to be a coach in a nutshell right there. If you can figure that out for each person, you'll help them win. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about you and a little bit about how your consistency impacts others. How many of you guys have ever been told that you inspire somebody, or that they call you an inspiration? You guys get that from people? Or they tell you, I love what you post on Facebook or Instagram, it's so inspiring. Do you ever wonder what it is about you that's so inspiring? I mean, do you think it's because you're like perfection, right? Like you are ready to do the next Beachbody video as the trainer, like you're ready. No, I mean, some of you probably are actually, okay, right there. I'm not, personally. I know it's not because I'm perfect. People are inspired by you as a coach because they see you being consistent, and they know how hard that is. And guess what? People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. That's why you're an inspiration. That's why you're an inspiration. So here's the question. Are you consistent? I mean, this is where we do a little checkup from the neck up before we get into the app. Are you consistent? Are you a product of the product? Boy, I didn't think I was going to get the product of the product question on the TeamZ webinar. It's so important, guys. So important. Why would anybody, you want people to use the products. Why would anyone do it if you're not? Right? Somebody, I saw a training once, and I can't even remember who it was, and it was so awesome, was talking about recruiting. And they said, if you recruit one coach a month, why would you expect anyone on your team to do more than that? And I thought, wow, right? It's just like anything. Are you a product of the product? Are you leading? Are you doing your workouts? Are you drinking your Shakeology? Are you committed to healthy living? Are you actually doing your personal development? I often go off on a passion tangent on the personal development thing, guys, because it's so important. But I'll try to keep it short. But here's the thing. Zig Ziglar said, you know, being broke is a state of account, but being poor is a state of mind. So are you one or the other or both right now? So if you want to change your life, if your life right now, has anyone got the life they've always wanted already? They're done? If your life right now doesn't match what you want it to be, you have to change what's between your ears. That's how you get there. You change your state of mind, and then your state of being will change. And you only can do that through personal development. And the reason why I'm hammering you guys is because I know how hard it is to do that consistently. I know how busy you are. 10 minutes a day, seriously. You can get, there's things you can do. You can listen to audio. Figure out when you can listen to 10 minutes of audio, put some headphones in, and even that will make a huge difference in your frame of mind. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna stop hounding you guys on personal development, but it's huge. If you guys really wanna be successful, you gotta be doing personal development. Okay, so this is us struggling, but moving forward, not perfect, but determined. You know, pretty consistent. And I bet, how many of you guys would say you're pretty consistent? Okay, awesome. But here's your real checkup from the neck up. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? What I mean is, are you as consistent about staying in touch with your relationships as you are about drinking your Shakeology and posting on social media? I mean, most of us kind of hide our face when I ask this question, but this is where the rubber meets the road, because here's your principle, guys. People won't believe you till they see you. And what do I mean by this? I mean, they see your life on social media and it's awesome. And it is. It's like hashtag girl boss, this is my life, right? I love all the posts in the summer with the feet in the sand, the tan knees with the laptop on the knees. It's like, I'm in a business meeting. This is how I roll in my lifestyle, right? It's awesome. And it is. And somebody looking at that thinks, wow, that's I would love to be part of that. But you know, I haven't heard from her since high school. She probably doesn't mean me, right? Or I messaged her on her page and I never heard from her. So, you know, this is important. We got to be consistent with connecting with people, just as important as everything else we're doing. Okay, so here's got one more slide before I jump in. Relationship building. It's a contact sport. You have to be in contact. That's what I mean by that. You have to be in contact. You have to be in regular contact with people, but I know your time is scarce. I'm going to show you how to leverage your time so you can do it. People will be so impressed by how consistent you are and not know that it takes you 20 minutes a day. So here's your principle, guys. One more really important principle before I jump into TeamZ, which is investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. I'm going to stop my share and just look at your faces for a quick second. Hi, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick example to illustrate this principle. How many of you guys have ever received a card from somebody that was, you know, like had a handwritten, thoughtful sentiment in it? Anyone? Awesome. How many of you guys still have that card somewhere? You kept it? Almost everybody, right? Some of you guys have a box of cards somewhere, right? Under the bed in the closet somewhere. You've kept them. Why? Have you ever thought about that? Now, here's another question. How many of you guys have recently received a postcard from the dentist saying happy birthday, or from the local real estate agent who listed a home in your neighborhood? Did you guys get a postcard like that recently? Did you keep that? Did it go in the special box? No, because it doesn't have any value, right? Probably went in the special trash can. Why do people save notes? They save notes because they represent something so amazing and rare that somebody invested their most precious thing, their time, and they did it just for you. Because when you're writing a note to somebody like that, you can't like pull out your phone and play with Facebook. It's impossible. If you can do that, you need to teach me how to do it. I want to know. But that card means so much because you know they took that time and they gave it just to you. And it like, you know, just reading it, it brings up emotion, it connects you at a deeper level, it deepens your relationship. In fact, those of you guys who saved the cards, if you go pull them out after this call and read them, you'll find that relationship feels a little deeper again. This is how valuable investing time in people is. Now, am I telling you need to be writing personal notes to people all day long? No, but I do recommend that be part of your business. For sure. Every time you go to Marshall's, get a box of those clearance thank you cards at the register and send notes, because people will save them forever. You want to know what's the best piece of marketing you can ever send out? It's a card, because people will save it forever. It's crazy, okay? Especially if you write something nice in it. But here's what I'm going to show you guys is that you can make a similar impact, maybe not as deep, but much deeper, just by connecting with people, messaging people, one-on-one, connecting with them. Okay, that's what we're here to talk to you guys about. All right, I'm going to go back to my presentation. I think I've got one more slide. This is what you guys need. You need a system, a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, right? And know when to contact them. Know what to say, right? This doesn't mean that you don't use your own words or you don't express your own heart. It just means you have an idea of how to connect with people, right? You're not sitting around thinking about it. You make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. This is what those of you guys who use like Facebook Messenger and you're going through your messages trying to remember who to follow up with, this is for you. No one's going to fall through the cracks, okay? I'm implicating myself in that. All right, let me jump out of here. Let's go to TeamZ. You guys ready? All right, here we go. All right, so now you guys are looking at my TeamZ dashboard. Okay, when you first come in, first of all, those of you guys who aren't using TeamZ, you go to teamz.com and sign up for a free 30-day trial. It's free. You don't have to give a credit card number or anything. Just go in and use it, okay? And here's what I will tell you. If you use it for 30 days, you'll keep it forever. Just telling you that right now, okay? So it's like your Shakeology money back guarantee. Go in there and use it. But it's free, so there's no money back. Just go in and use it. All right. When you get into your free trial, the setup is super easy. The first time you log in, you're going to be in a setup wizard, which makes it very easy. If you dismiss the setup wizard, here's how you get it back. You go to this little wheel and you click setup wizard, okay? All right. This just makes it really easy. In here, we're going to set an income goal, create our why, and import our contacts, okay? Real simple. There's videos on each screen show you what to do. So we're going to set an income goal, okay? Just put a number in. I put 150,000. This is the income goal I set for 12 months from now, okay? If you guys are already, some of you guys are probably, 5-6 years in the business, have very successful businesses. You may already be making multiple six-figure incomes, which is great. If that's you, you set the goal for what's the additional income you want to make in the next 12 months, okay? All right. That question comes up a lot, which is kind of a cool thing. All right, so you can see I set mine for 150. Now TeamZ's figured it out, and it's telling me that I need to connect with 4,348 people to get to that goal. Cool. Seems like a lot though, right? 4,348. I grew up in a town with that many people in it, in New Hampshire. I don't know if anyone from New Hampshire is watching, but shout out to you guys. All right, so here's the thing though. If you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? Anyone know this? This is how I know who's read all their personal development when I throw stuff like this out. If you need to eat an elephant, you do it one bite at a time. So the next page breaks it down for us, okay? It divides it into 3 groups, and then it breaks it down yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. So look, I've got 3 groups: prospects, customers, coaches. Now, some of you guys who love to overorganize and overplan yourself have 15 different groups. But I'm telling you, these are the only 3 groups you need to worry about. Coaches, that's your team. Customers, those are your customers and your Beachbody leads. And your prospects are everyone else in the world that's not already a customer or coach with somebody else. These are people who might be a customer and they might be a coach. Okay? Great. So you can see it broke it down now. That huge number, 4,348, now it's connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches every day. That's something I can do. In fact, I'm going to show you how I could do it in about 20 minutes using TeamZ, right? Which is pretty awesome. And then I've got my daily invite and ad goals, which is 3 and 3. Okay, an ad. People always ask me, what's an ad? These are meeting new people and adding them to my list. Okay, however you do that. All right. So you notice here, I have a goal for 3 invites, but I'm actually going to connect with 21 people. I'll show you why that is as we go. Now, one of the things I want you guys to also know is you can change these numbers. If you're a new coach, let's say you don't have any coaches, you can put that as 0, and then you can make this one a 15 or whatever. Whatever you have on this page, when you hit continue, it saves it, puts it on your dashboard, okay? Next thing we're gonna do is find our why. And if I'm causing questions, guys, just write them down and we'll do Q&A at the end. All right, finding your why. This is a good one. There is actually kind of a work page in here on how to create your why statement. All right, so let me just stop this and look at you guys one more time. Do you guys know what I mean by your why? Have you guys talked about this before as a team? Some of you guys are nodding your heads, which is great. Let me just make it as simple as possible. Why in the world are you a Beachbody coach? Do you know the answer? And is it good? Like, is it meaningful? And it's okay if it's not, because I'm going to talk to you about it for 5 minutes, and then you guys are going to go do it, and it will become meaningful. But here's what I want. I want to just kind of give you guys some real talk for a second. 49% of Beachbody coaches quit by the end of the year. Almost 1 in 2. Okay, how many of you guys are planning on quitting? Anyone? How many of you guys want to be super successful doing this? Okay, so here's what I will tell you. If you don't have a meaningful why, you will quit. Because you're defenseless. You're defenseless against quitting points, which are natural. A quitting point is when something happens that makes it so hard to persist that you don't. Every single person on this planet is wired as a quitter. Nobody has willpower. I don't know if you guys have read Darren Hardy's books. He talks about there's no such thing as willpower. There's not. The only difference between somebody who quits and somebody who succeeds is that somebody who succeeded had a reason to. So this is, you know, some of you guys are like me. Honestly, I'm going to take you through the process. And I was like, what is this hippy dippy stuff that we're doing here? Seriously, do I have to do this stuff? But it's really important because you will quit if you don't have a reason to do it. Okay, so let me just show you. We went through like some of the great trainings on this, and we simplified it right into the application for you. So you don't really have to go out and take a class on this. You just go through this process. It's kind of like a journaling exercise. You're just going to answer these questions for yourself, okay? First one is, why'd you become a coach? Okay, and I'll take you through kind of my thought process really quick so you have an idea of kind of what it was like for me. Obviously, it'll be different for you. I became a coach, like I mentioned, because I did P90X. I lost a lot of weight. People were asking me about it. What'd you hope to accomplish? I thought if I could make $500 a month extra, that would be fantastic. Anyone got a goal similar to that? I mean, that was my goal. Why is that important to you? Well, because at the time, we hadn't made money in a long, I mean, I had been laid off a couple times through the recessions because I was in the real estate industry, right? And we hadn't saved any money in like 6 years, 7 years, nothing. Like we didn't, you know, by the grace of God, we didn't go into debt, but we were just kind of right there, exactly zero net gain. So $500 a month would have been a totally game changer for me. That's why I was excited about it. And then it was like, well, why is that? What would achieving that mean for you and your family? Well, my first thought was, well, if I saved enough for enough months, maybe we could move into a bigger house. Because since my wife and I have married, we've had lots of kids. And they're running all over the place. There's Legos everywhere. You know what I mean? So I thought, well, maybe we could buy a bigger house. That'd be great. Why is that meaningful? How does that make you feel? And this is kind of where, guys, where I was like so annoyed with this process by now. But I was like, why am I doing this? I feel like, seriously, like I'm going to sing Kumbaya in a second. But so I kind of stopped. And I was walking my dog. And those of you guys, if any of you follow me on social, you know when I walk my dog, that's when I have my deep thoughts. And sometimes I'll randomly go Facebook Live while I'm walking my dog. But I realized that buying a new house didn't really mean anything to me. Like this seemed like a good idea, but I think that a new house was just symbolic for something that I knew deep down wasn't right with my family. Because I was working, 60 hours a week at a career for someone, making somebody else rich. And then I was trying to squeeze my Beachbody business in an hour a day. I never saw my kids. I mean, I kissed them hello in the morning and I kissed them goodnight at night, and that was it. And it was like a rat race. I realized that it wasn't a new house I wanted a new life with my family. Does that make sense? And it started to realize that there was more to this opportunity than $500 a month. That this could be a way for me to create the life, to design my own life, as Tim Ferriss would say. So this why process for me became really meaningful. So then I wrote my why statement. The last box is the most important because you need to write a statement in here that will be on your dashboard. So when you do your power hour, you read it. So here's my statement: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and I'm full of energy. That's my why statement. Now you could put your own in there and save it. Now here's one thing I want to say to you guys. Any of you guys like a worrier? Anybody have a spouse who's a worrier? You don't have to point to them if you're on the call together. Okay, every relationship has a spouse that's a worrier, just so you know. That's the way we're balanced. If you're that kind of person and you like to awfulize things, here's what I'm going to tell you to do with your why. I want you to do the dark why also. What happens if I fail is, okay? So what happens if I fail, in my case, would be I have to get a job and go work for somebody else. I'd always have to wonder if my job was secure. I'd have to be stressed about money all the time. I'd probably be unhealthy because the hours I'm working, and my children would grow up without their father. Brutal, huh? But you know what motivates you. Are you more motivated by avoiding the pain or by going for the gain? Set up your why the way you're most wired. Does that make sense? All right. I like the happy-go-lucky stuff personally, but my wife would get the other one. All right. So once you get your why done, you're going to go to the next step, which is importing your contacts. So there's little videos here, guys. Here's my biggest recommendation. This is super easy to do. And if for any reason you have trouble with it, you just hit the help button and someone from TeamZ will help you. But do it in the order that it tells you. Coach office, then Facebook, and then anywhere else. Okay, do it in that order and it's going to eliminate most of any duplicates that could happen. And the reason why is, first you start with your coaches. You get your coach list from the My Business section of the online office. You import that. Then you import your customers from the same area. See, because then it's not going to import people if for some reason they're on both lists, because sometimes a new coach is on both lists for a minute. It will just leave them on the coach list. Then when you import Facebook, it's not going to import anyone from Facebook that's already on your coach or customer list. Cool, right? So do it in that order. All right. So this is pretty cool because, and then if anywhere else that you have contacts, you can get them, you put them in a .csv file and you upload those easy. I'll show you actually how to do this because I just, oh, you know what though? Just downloaded my Facebook, but I forgot to unzip it. Okay, never mind. Can't do it right now. So, but it's really easy to do. I would show you another time. So we'll skip this. One last step for setup is ranking. Let me show you how this works. Okay, so this is my, we'll get to the dashboard in a second and I'll do a power hour in like 10 minutes. I'll show you how to crank power out. Okay. So the last bit for setup is ranking your relationships. Okay, and let me show you, when you get done with your import, it's gonna be in rank mode. I went to my team page, which is where my whole list lives, right? My whole list is here. I can also just look at my prospects or my customers or my coaches, okay? But let me just get on my prospects. Let's just give you an idea. So you're gonna be in here and it's gonna be in rank mode. This will be toggled right here, which lets you just crank down and we're gonna basically rank people. 5 stars is awesome, then 4, 3, you get the idea. Like you're ranking a Netflix or you're ranking Yelp, whatever you guys rank all the time, okay? So this is a really important concept because the ranking lets TeamZ set the priority for people on your list and it creates your power hour list for you. Now, those of you guys who are already overwhelmed with the thought of having to rank your list because you're so well connected and have tons of people on your list, just know that everyone's gonna start as a 3-star and you don't have to rank everybody, you're just gonna move a few people up and down, right? You're gonna cherry pick people you don't like and cherry pick the people you like a lot and move them up. Okay, but this is an important concept. Not only will TeamZ do this for you guys so that you never have to plan your power hour again. How many of you guys do power hours? How many of you guys seriously, it takes a lot of work preparing for a good power hour, right? The problem is it's like a power hour to prepare for a real power hour. With TeamZ, you won't have to do that, okay? So, but here's the principle behind it. When you're working relationships and you're deepening relationships, you only have a little bit of time and you need to spend the most time with the best people. Does that make sense? You need to spend the most time with the people most likely to join your business or the people you care about the most. They should be getting the most time. And then what's left over, we divide up amongst everybody else. Okay, this is the way this works. Now, what happens is if you don't prioritize your relationships first, you can't prioritize your time because the turkeys in your life steal your time, right? You know what I'm talking about. The people who have you talking on the roof of your car as you're driving away. They steal all the time in your life and there's nothing left for the good people. And what we do in our businesses all the time and in our relationships is we say to the people we love or the customers we love or the coaches on our team who are rock stars is this person's a rock star, so they'll be fine without my attention while I handle this jerk, right? And what happens is if you set that priority first, guys, then it's easier to go, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of talking to my #1 coach right now. I'll be with you as soon as we're done. Okay? Now, you don't actually do that because TeamZ does it for you, so you're not actually having the uncomfortable moment, but wouldn't it feel great to do that? All right, don't actually do that. You just, people know. Now your team will know. If you're working relationship marketing and you're teaching people how to prioritize their relationships, they're gonna know where they fall based on their performance and based on how much they're bringing to your team and to you. They're gonna know where they would lie. They're gonna know when you talk to them every 3 months that they're a 3-star. That's okay, because you're probably not talking to them at all right now. So it's all good, right? All right, so let's talk about this real quick. I'm gonna show you really what the stars mean. I'm going to open this so you can see it. A 5-star person is somebody most likely to become a customer or coach, or an existing customer or coach that's a rock star. They're going to come up on your list every 30 days. This is not, by the way, a follow-up list. This is just connecting with people, saying hi, developing that relationship, okay? The 4-star people, these are likely to become a customer or coach with a little nurturing, or they're an existing customer coach who's a solid performer, okay? They're going to come up every 2 months on your list. 3 stars, the vast majority of your relationships will be 3 stars. A 3-star is somebody that you don't know. They could go either way. And they're going to show up on your list every 90 days. Every 90 days, okay? Now, 2-star, they're getting a little colder. They're going to show up every 4 months. And then 1-star people, they're on your list, excuse me, but they are not coming up. You're not getting a reminder to connect with them. So, for example, when you import your do not contacts from Beachbody, they're going to drop in as 1s. Okay, so they're on your list. You're just not getting a reminder to connect with them. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard so I can show you what all this setup did for us. Here's my dashboard. A couple of things I want to show you. You've got your search bar, so you can look anybody up you want to. You got your add contact. You meet a new person, you can drop them right on your list. Here's my why right there. Okay, so I read that before I get started. Keeps me going, pushing through the days I don't feel like doing it. Now, here's my goals: 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches. You can see I haven't done diddly today. I got 0s. That's so annoying, right? We're going to change those right now. And then also my dailies. This is my own consistency. Did I post on social? Did I do personal development today? Did I drink my shake? Did I do my workout? Okay, it's important. So now this is where the magic happens. Who's up next? The system has already figured out who I should connect with today. The first person on my list is Joanne. Okay. Now, do I feel like talking to Joanne right now or messaging her? I don't care. I literally let the system tell me what to do, and I'm always pleasantly surprised by the results, if that makes sense. So I use Facebook. I primarily message on Facebook. That's just me. Whatever you use, text message, phone, Instagram, Snapchat, use whatever you use. But I'm just going to show you how I do it on Facebook. So I've got Facebook open right here, and I'm just going to look up Joanne. There she is. I'm going to send her a message. All right, so I wrote, "Hi, Joanne. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? I hope today was awesome." Okay, simple message. This is a connect. I'm just trying to say hello. I want her to smile. I want her to think about me for a second, and I want to stimulate a conversation, okay? So she's one of my great real estate connections. She's actually awesome. She's done a bunch of challenge groups with me in the past too. All right, so I'm just gonna log that right here, okay? So I'm copying and pasting that. This was a Facebook message, and I'm gonna log this connect in the system. Okay, so it tracks that for me. So it told me who to connect, and now I'm tracking it in the system. Now, when I logged it, notice she's gone off my list. She's completely gone off my list. So the next person on my list is Mary. So I'm gonna jump back over, and I'm gonna go to Mary. Okay. So I'm gonna now put in the same message, but change the name. Okay, you guys get the point? You see how fast I can go with this? Now, if I did this, now here's the thing that's crazy about this, is if I do this 9 times, I think that's what my goal is, right? 9? Yeah. If I do this 9 times, it'll take me 10 minutes. Okay, now what's cool about this is typically for me, the response rate's about 50%. So in 10 minutes, I'll start 5 conversations. Okay, but as they start messaging you back, be disciplined. Don't answer them until you get through your power hour. I'll show you, okay, I'll show you. So we're gonna keep doing that, right? I could go to Megan next. Let's do Megan. Do one more. How did I spell her name? Hold on a second. Megan Geese. I put an L in there. She just became my Facebook friend today. She was on my webinar the other day. All right, so it doesn't, here's a message. She's a Beachbody coach, so I'm gonna message her a little different. All right, so you send people a nice message. Okay, it's just to connect. I'm not inviting, I'm not a fan of cold inviting, just telling you guys, because I think it's like asking somebody to marry you or to go home with you before you've introduced yourself and asked them out on a date. Okay, it's really important that we build the relationship. So we just send and connects, okay? And it's so fun. People are so excited to hear from you. And so you go down this list, prospects, bam, 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 till you get your 9 done. When this circle is blue, I move to the next list, which is customers. Okay, on customers, I do the same thing. I just reach out to people. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Are you enjoying your Shakeology? How are your workouts coming? Is there anything I can do today to make your day? Just simple messages like that, guys. It makes all the difference. Now, shouldn't I just be prospecting? Why am I talking to my customers? And here's the thing I want you guys to understand. Your customers are a gold mine for you. First of all, I mean, you know, it's great when people keep drinking Shakeology forever, right? You get paid on that? That's awesome. Did you guys get that email from Beachbody a couple months ago that showed you how many months they averaged on Shakeology last year? Did you guys get that? Yeah, some of you did. Was it exciting to see that number? Was that the number you wanted to see? No, of course not. Why do you think people stop drinking Shakeology? There's a million reasons, but the number one reason is they're not talking to you. You're not talking to them anymore. You got to stay in touch with people. Sometimes they just don't like, I don't like strawberries, so I canceled it. But if you had been like, hey, how's it going? And be like, I don't like strawberry. Like, oh, let me help you change your flavor, right? So it's about service, it's about helping people. The other thing is, guys, when people do a challenge group, 99% of the time, 2 months later, they're back to their old self and their old habits again. You got to be in touch. If you really want to care about them and love them and help them be successful, you got to stay in touch. You got to keep them in, you know, a challenge group every 3 months. Don't leave people behind. Don't leave bodies behind. Stay in contact. It only takes a second to send a message. But here's the most important reason. The most important reason to stay in contact with your customers is this, guys. The hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. The hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. It is, how many of you guys are done with your Success Club for the month? Done. Just gonna coast now till next month. Anyone? Here's what you do. If you want to know, if you're not sure who's going to be your next prospect, you need to be reaching out to customers. Customers that are getting good results, that are enjoying the products, that they are solid gold to your business. They are walking, talking billboards for what is happening with these products. Picture it right now. They are at work at lunchtime in the kitchen at work, and everybody is like crushing a box of donuts that some vendor brought in. And your customer is over there making her Shakeology in the blender and looks amazing. She's already lost, you know, pounds and inches. You're like, what are you doing? You look amazing. Oh, I'm this Shakeology. She's talking about it. Everybody is excited. She comes in later, you know, and the IT guys are eating cup of noodles out of a styrofoam cup they got out of a vending machine. This is a true story that I'm remembering and telling you guys about. And then your person has got her 21-day fix container pulling out some beautiful homemade food. People are like, what are you doing? They are talking about you and your business already. So why are all those people not on your team? Why are they not in your challenge group? Why? But Eric, I asked them for referrals. It's great. How many times do people actually bring you a referral? Okay, so I'm sorry, I could do a whole training on this, and I actually scheduled it. It's going to be in November sometime, I think. I've got the webinar scheduled where I'm going to do a whole hour on this, on how to duplicate, how to multiply your current customers. But here's the thing, guys. Go to your customers, connect with them, see how they're doing. But the people who are like rock stars in your groups, you need to connect with them. You need to tell them how proud of them you are. You need to tell them how honored you are to be their coach. You need to tell them that you would be honored to help their friends and family. And when they say something nice, like, oh, Maureen, absolutely, I'd tell everybody, say, that's so awesome. And could you actually think of anybody right now who might benefit from the next challenge group? We've got one starting in a week and a half. And she'll think of somebody. They always think of somebody, by the way. Why? Because they've been having conversations all the time. This is the part that kills me. And then what you say is, okay, that's awesome, Maureen. Maureen, you're my guinea pig today. That's awesome. Tell you what, could you do me a favor and just quick introduce them to me, like on Facebook, like a Facebook chat or a group text, whatever's easiest for you. Just introduce me. I'll get them the information on the group. They can take it or leave it. That's what you guys need to do. Don't ask for referrals. Ask for introductions. Make it easy on them. Everything you do should be easy on them. Okay? Because we're going to ask them to do something hard in a minute. Work out and eat right, right? So guys, do that. I'm serious right now. Like, go do that with your current customers this week. You can message me and tell me how it went. But you'll be amazed how you find people. And those people, you get to add them to your TeamZ list. Whether or not they're ready doesn't matter. You just got a new relationship, which is the goal of every day. And they have some trust because they were recommended by a friend. All right, so that's why you got to be in touch with your customers. And I don't want to hear any more of this. Well, Eric, I've been a coach 5 years and I've got 6,000 people there and I've never talked to them. I can't even believe that. I want somebody that I'm going to start finding people $100 every time they say that to me. Just going to send me $100. You can afford it. All that gold is sitting in your customer list. All right, so when you get down to customers, now you're going to reach out to your coaches the same way. And again, it's called TeamZ because it's about building your team. So it's just as important to message coaches. Just check in on them one-on-one. Being in a Facebook group, being on a weekly call is not enough to have a real relationship with somebody. And it doesn't take but a second to send them a text. Hey, I was thinking about you today. How are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you? Any way I can make your day? It will make their day. Okay? So you do your prospects, your customers, your coaches. All these turn solid. And you're done. Right? But now what happens when somebody is interested? So you've started all these conversations, right? You've seeded it out. You've sent all of this, call it like you've sent out your love letters in a bottle, right? 24 times. All these love letters are out there. Now people are responding and you're having conversations. This is where you use your training, forming them, listening for wants and needs, and finding a way to help them. Okay, so guys, I'm going to show you how to follow up with people right now, but here's what you need to know. I talk about the make someone's day mindset. If you guys have seen any of my trainings, you know I talk about the make someone's day mindset. Your goal is not to sell a challenge pack or to recruit a coach. Your goal is to make someone's day. That's your goal. And as you're listening and having a conversation, you're looking for deeper ways to make their day, right? Your first message, I hope you had an awesome day. They're like, that made my day. But now you're talking to them and you're looking for ways to help them. Does that make sense? It may not have anything to do with Beachbody. They may have just gotten in a car accident and need a great body shop. They may need someone to pray with them because they're going through something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The idea is that you're constantly looking for ways to make their day. And when the conversation leads to health and fitness and nutrition and financial freedom, well, duh, we've got the best system for that. Does that make sense? And by the way, when you guys are active on social, they're going to be like, I really need some help in that area. I know you're really good with that. Does that make sense? Okay, so guys, what happens? Let me show you how to do it in TeamZ. So let's say my friend Joanne messages me back and says, hey, Eric, thanks for reaching out. It's been great. Life's good. We get caught up. And she's like, I really do need some help getting healthy. Can you help me with that? I say, yeah, absolutely, Joanne. I tell you what, let's jump on the phone and so that I can talk to you a little bit about your goals. I like to talk to them on the phone when they're interested. That's just what I do. I do messaging all day and then I get them on the phone when they're interested because I can do so much more voice to voice. But I know people hate talking on the phone unless there's a reason. That makes sense? Okay, myself included. So I'll talk to her about her goals and we'll figure out what she's doing, what she needs, and then I'll give her a recommendation. So then what'll happen is on the call, I'll say, okay, Joanne, we talked about 21 Day Fix. I think it's a great match for you. I think Shakeology is going to be awesome for you too. I'm going to send you an email right now that has all the information that you need on the next challenge group. and it has the link for you to order your challenge pack. I'm going to send that over to you right now, and I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Okay? You guys might do something like that, right? Maybe you use the Coach Mobile and you say, hey, I just put it all in and you should be getting an email. You got to complete the purchase, whatever. Either way, you need to set a follow-up. So let me show you how to do it. So you come back later after you've had the full conversation and you look her up. Okay? And that brings you to her record. Now, if I go to activity feed right here, this shows me our conversations, okay? Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll edit the one I just sent and I'll paste the whole conversation in there so that I have the whole conversation. People go, do you go back in every time you respond? No, just like when it's over, I'll go back and paste the whole thing in. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now log that I sent her an invite to my group, right? And so it was, let's say it was 21 Day Fix. You can paste the whole email in if you want, but I use the same exact one every single time, so it doesn't matter. And then that was an email. Okay, so now check this out. I'm gonna click this little invite box because now it's an invite, not just a hello message. And then there's a couple of types you can choose from. This is a challenge group. Okay, you guys with me? Now, before I log it, notice the follow-up says default, and that means that I'm not gonna talk to her for 2 months. So I need to change this follow-up to tomorrow. Isn't that what I told her? I'd check in tomorrow? So now I've got a follow-up set for tomorrow. When I log that invite, check this out. Now see that? She's set on my follow-up list. Now I can't screw this up, guys, because when I'm doing my power hour and I go prospects, customers, coaches, now I get to my follow-ups list. There she is right there, okay? She's right there, ready to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna follow up with her. Now, how many of you guys know this stat? That 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Have you guys heard that before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. How many of you guys follow up 10 times? Anyone? Hold on, let me go to page 2. Any of you guys follow up 10 times? Usually I get a couple of hands, couple of grenade heads. Why is it that you guys don't follow up? Do you think it's because you just don't have a system, so it's hard to stay in touch that long? Or is it because you feel like you're nagging people? Are you lazy? Is it that you don't care? No, right? So here's the first thing. How many of you guys feel like you nag people if you're going to talk 10 times? That's totally cool. That's fine. Here's what I want you to know, though. You're going to have a mindset shift right now because this is an important principle. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. How many of you guys are parents? Usually it's about everybody, right? Would you agree that when it comes to, parenting, that following up is an act of love? You guys are Beachbody coaches. People are coming to you for help. Now, in this example with Joanne, she's coming to me for help. She's interested. She's excited. Yes, I can't wait. And then what happens? I send her the link, and what happens? Crickets. Does that ever happen to you guys? All the time, right? Why? I'll tell you why. She wants it, but subconsciously, she's stuck in her rut. She doesn't want to change. Change is scary. And guess what we sell? Hard work and consistency. Sometimes I wish we sold those things you wrap around your stomach that make you look skinny for 10 minutes. That'd be easy to sell, right? We teach them hard work. Oh no, it's a 90-day program. You're going to do it every single day. It's going to be awesome. Oh, we'll get you a foam roller. Don't worry about being sore. I know what it's like. We're selling hard work. They're going to not respond. This is what people are designed to do. Do not be offended when people disappear suddenly after they were just so interested. Expect it. Your coaching doesn't begin when they buy their challenge pack. The coaching begins the second they're interested. You have to coach them through the purchase. That's the hardest part. You have to help them take that first step. So expect it, guys. And here's the thing. I'm going to teach you now how to do the follow-ups like a pro. People are going to be so excited. But once you realize that your follow-up is love, it takes away that feeling of like, I feel weird about this. All right, so let me just show you how we do it in Teamzy. So we looked up Joanne, right? We're on our follow-ups. Now this reminds me to follow up with her. So here's the message I'm going to send her on day 1. Ready? You can use this word for word. In fact, I'll show you. Well, I've been talking a long time, so I probably won't show it to you. But there's going to be a new release soon where all these scripts I'm teaching you are going to be right there on your dashboard. You can pull them and use them. But this is what I'm going to say. Hey, Joanne, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Now, seriously, write that down because those words work so amazing. Hey, Joanne, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? This is day 1 check-in. Why is it so powerful? Well, the first thing is I told her I'd check in tomorrow, and she was like, eh. When I did it, she was like, wow, right? I put a deposit in her trust account. When I use the words like I promised I would, I'm starting to change the emotion. She's starting to realize that my following up means something more. That my following up is coming from my care for her. Like I promised I would. No, this was like a promise. I want to help you, and I promise I'd follow up. Does that make sense? Now, what you do is when you log your follow up, you set the next one. Okay? Set the next one every time. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. People should be, if somebody is getting an invite and they were interested, you should be following up 5 days in a row. Your first 5 are easy. They're done in 5 days. 5 days in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Day 2, hey, Joanne, just wanted to make sure you got my email. What questions do you have for me? Day 3, hey, Joanne, excited about the goals we set together. Can't wait to get started. Day 4, hey, it's me again. Just checking in. I'm here when you need me. Day 5. Just quick things like that. You put emoticons, smiley faces, things like that in there. You keep it light. Okay? One of the things that you never do in a follow-up is you never ask them to get back to you. Think about this. Hey, Julie, can you call me back? I need to talk to you. Is that the most annoying voicemail you've ever got? It is, because it's like, why are you calling? Why do I need to call you back? Why couldn't you just texted it to me? It's the same thing in a message. Don't ask them to get back to you. Just tell them that you're here. Hey, I'm here to help you. Can't wait to get started. Do you have any questions for me? It's all about you. Every time I follow up with you, it's all about you. It's letting you know that your coach is ever present in your life and cares enough to not let you fall through the cracks. After about 5 days, you might change this to 2 days or 4 days. You might start backing off the time frequency a little bit. But here's the thing. If you don't accept the next follow-up, you'll forget about them. You need to keep them on your list. You need to keep them on your list, okay? And then if you get all the way through, now what will typically happen, you guys, and I'm going to stop in a second and let you ask me questions. I know I've been talking a long time, is that about 5 or 6 people are going to send you a message, the first one in a lot of cases, that says, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. Or you're going to get this is the one I get all the time, and it's so weird that they all say the same thing. You're so awesome. Really? I thought it might be annoying. Sometimes I'll actually write, I'm not trying to pester you. I just want you to know I'm here. Okay? But people will thank you for your follow-up. And then like the thing that drives me mad is like the 7th day they go, oh, thank you for following up. I'll read your email tonight. You're going to read it tonight? It was 9 days ago, right? But here's the thing. That's the way people are. If you guys continue to show them that you care and you continue to follow up and be a professional, let the system drive it, you'll be shocked at how many more people convert. And teach your coaches to do the same thing. You'll be amazed at how quickly it grows. Does that make sense? Okay, so I showed you like this much at TeamZ, and I know I talked a lot. I went off on some passion tangents. What questions do you guys have for me? And just unmute yourselves and go ahead and ask. And I'm going to quick scan the chat and see if I missed anything.
Hey, Eric, did you already talk about importing, I know you talked about importing your contacts initially. Is there a way that you update it? Because that's where I used to use TeamZ for a while, but I was extremely inconsistent in my use of it. This was a long time ago earlier this year. And I know you've updated a lot of things. And so, and I imported everything wrong and I never really ranked them right.
Well, we get you restarted. Here's the thing. If you want to import like the bulk imports again, it won't create duplicates.
Okay.
So it'll just bring in the new people. So like, for example, I try to add new Facebook friends every day.
Right.
And I'm not good about doing it every day, but I try to do it every day because I like to add them and set a follow-up so I can connect with them right away. Because when I bulk import them, they just kind of drop into my list. So the way you do it every day, I'll show you both ways. So if I wanted to add a new person, I just click this add contact button, and it's also on the mobile web page. So if you're on your phone, you can do it just as fast.
Okay.
And it's that quick to add some. Oh, it auto-corrected your name. Did you see that? All right, I can just do it right there. Okay, you see how fast it adds somebody though? And then I can add the next one. Now the cool thing is now I could tag you. I could put tags in here if I wanted to. So, you know, I got a couple tags that I might use with you that how I know you, okay? And then I can set a follow-up for tomorrow so I make sure I message you and connect.
Cool.
And then I add the next one. Now, what I'll often do is I'll go to Facebook recently added friends every couple days and try to get everybody added that way. But you can do a full Facebook import again, which I was actually going to show you. And I do it periodically because even though I try to do that every day, I miss people constantly. So I want to make sure they're on my list. So you kind of do both. Same thing when you get a lead from the coach office. I typically will add it in manually.
Okay.
So that I can set my follow-up. And I like to do that because I like to go, oh, this person's from Charleston. And right. And I kind of like see their address and I send them their email. But everything I have is a saved script. I have the email 1, the email 2, you know, and I do it straight out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So I would definitely, it's constantly improving and there's a big improvement about to hit. Oh my gosh, maybe I can let me see if I can, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm on Zoom, my test server doesn't work as well because it's slow. But I have a test server which lets me show you things that are being worked on that aren't released yet. So we'll see how many questions we have, and I'll show you guys what's coming in a couple days. Who wants to do that? Anyone? Okay, what other questions do you guys have?
I have one. I like to voice message people rather than chat, like typing. So what would you do in the notes? Would you just then try to type what you wrote so that you kind of remember what you talked about, or?
Yeah, you could do that. Or if you're using your phone, you can use, I know, like I have an iPhone, and I'm pretty sure Androids do the same thing, where you can use the dictating tool.
Oh, yeah.
So you could just send them a message about this, click. You know, the biggest thing is it's not necessarily having the exact words in the record. It's just that you reached out and connected with them. So yeah, either way works.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question. I had tried TeamZ a while back, and I have to be honest, I got super overwhelmed really quick, mainly because I imported all my Facebook friends and I just got overwhelmed trying to rank them.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends that are coaches who I love you guys and I'd love to connect with you, but for power hour reasons, I have to be connecting obviously with prospects and everything. Is there a way of filtering people out that you add to your list?
Well, Facebook just dumps it, right? So there's not really a way to filter it, but we have made it really easy to get rid of people. So if you're like going through your list and you're like, oh, this person I don't even want on my list, you can just delete them right there.
Okay.
And if you're on your main list and you're cruising through your main list of prospects, let's say, you can do a couple of things. If you find there's a lot of coaches that are on your team, you can put it on type mode and you can go through and you can just when you hit the coach button, they move from one group to the other.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But the other thing you can do is just when you're going through your list, first of all, you don't have to rank everybody. They're all going to be 3s. I recommend you go through and cherry pick like your top people. Make sure they're 5s. You know what I mean? Like your top producing coaches, your best customers, your best friends. Make sure they're 5s or 4s. But as you're coming through this list, if you see somebody you don't want, you just hit this trash can button and they're gone.
Okay.
So you do the cleanup can be really fast, and it's faster than if you try to do it on Facebook or anywhere else before importing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so say I'm doing my power hour and someone comes up that is not someone I want to be in contact with and I delete them. Will someone else pop up so I make sure I still get that number in each day?
Yep. The list moves up every time.
Okay, perfect.
The reason why there's only 5 people on this list, just so you guys, in case you're wondering, is for that exact reason you mentioned. It's so that it's never overwhelming. If I gave you this list and said, okay, look, here's the list. There's 1,500 people on it. Go contact people. It's overwhelming. And you
Yeah.
guys already have that list. Like it's on your spreadsheet or it's on a piece of paper, whatever. When we do 5 at a time, it's like, okay, I'm just going to connect to that person and move on. And it just keeps it really simple and focused, if that makes sense. And that's the whole idea here, is that it keeps it so that you don't get overwhelmed. But here's what I want you guys to know. I mean, look, Beachbody's figured this out with fitness. 30 minutes. It's just 30 minutes. You can do that, right? This is the same thing. It's going to have the same impact on your business that those programs have on your health. If you can just do this for 30 minutes a day, you're going to create so much freaking momentum in your business. What would your business look like if you create 10 new conversations 6 days a week? That's what I'm saying. And you could probably do, some of you guys will do more than that, but I'm just saying that's like 30 minutes of work. Okay, so what else, guys? What other questions?
I have a question. So I use my business page now, and I add friends when people want to join groups with me or when they want to join an event. But I hardly go on my personal page anymore, except maybe every couple of days just to share a post over there.
Right.
So I guess and I have people who message me. So if people message me on my business page, I would just have to friend them and then add them to TeamZ, add them to my new contact list that way.
You can add them to TeamZ and just put fan page as a tag.
Okay.
They don't have to be a friend to be in TeamZ, but here's the thing I'll tell you. You hardly go to your friends page, which is fine. Which is why when you start messaging them, they're going to light up. Your business page is an awesome way to meet new people. That's why it's there, right? You want to meet new people. But the whole idea of meeting people is because everybody that you know needs to be in a system of contact. Does that make sense? And so if you left your Facebook list alone, it's kind of biblical, right? It's like you let the fields rest and they'll bear more fruit. So it's fine. But when you start contacting those people and messaging them, it's just a challenge to you guys. Try it. You'll be amazed at the response that you get from people. They're going to be so excited to hear from you. And it's so rare that we've just out of the blue messaged somebody. We live in the kind of like weird virtual world, you know?
No, I like it. I think it's a great concept, and I've heard a ton of people talk about it. I just didn't know how to start the process.
Yeah. So you're going to be great. Just get started and that's it.
So would you suggest then just manually entering those people into TeamZ then?
The people that you're connecting with I would add people to TeamZ as you're connecting with them.
Right.
Some
Okay.
people have added their whole fan page list to just churn through it, which is fine. But I mean, if you got thousands of people already, but as people are interacting, liking your posts and stuff, that's when I would add them to TeamZ and I would set a follow-up and I would work that lead for a minute and see where it goes. If they respond, then you leave them on your list. If you get nowhere with them, you can delete them right off. But it gives you a way to track and to be systematic in your approach. So you're not just kind of like doing stuff. You know what I mean? And you can go in and be focused, feel like, wow, I really accomplished something. Now I can get on with my day. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm going to show you this really quick. This is my test server. I'm going to show you something that's going to launch this week. Now, what's cool about this, see this little thing right here that says scripts? You guys see that? So those of you who are not on TeamZ, this does not exist right now. I'm just telling you, it's under development. It's coming soon. But now when I click on this, it's going to bring me in here. Let's say I want to do a Facebook script. It's got all these scripts that you can send to somebody. Okay? And you can just copy it and then paste it right into Facebook. So look, all my follow-ups are here. So if you don't seriously, like, you don't have to overthink this. These are all simple dialogues that have been proven to work, and they're not, they're not weird salesy dialogues. They're just relational. So you've got all these things that you can go in and you can copy. I have 10 follow-ups because I challenged you guys to do 10. So you got 10 follow-ups here. And then you can also create all your own scripts. You can put all your own scripts in there. Those are just the Facebook message scripts. So you've got them for all these different things: Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, phone call stuff, writing cards, right? And you can go create your own scripts and put them in there. So when you're messaging somebody, you can grab it right here and send it, which is kind of awesome. So, and then also the other thing that's cool is you'll be able to send, I haven't got my Gmail connected. Okay, I'll show you that another time soon. But you'll be able to send emails from here. Currently, you're not able to do that, which is pretty cool. So those are some features that are coming. Like, they're real close to being done. So I think probably by the end of the week, hopefully those will be released. You guys will get an email that those are released. But that's going to also make it so easy to use. Okay, anyone else have any questions tonight? Did I answer everything? I know I talked a long time. Some of you guys are falling asleep. It's all good.
This has been amazing. I have like so many pages of notes, and I have I've had write thank you notes on my to-do list literally forever. I'm reading a book right now that talks about how important thank you notes are, and you just totally like reinforce that. So that is going at the top of my list to do now.
They're huge, and the other thing is, you can go to the post office and get stamps that match your personality. People are excited to get mail.
I totally do that with the pet stamps, and then I use like the cute pets for people that I'm writing to, and then the not so cute ones for bills.
Right, they get the forever stamp. The Liberty Bells that I stocked up on one time when they were raising the price. Yeah, definitely, guys, write notes. Like when somebody joins your challenge group, you write them a note. That's a great time to do it. Welcome to the group. Tell them you're going to be here. Set the tone. People love that. Just saying, that's a great time to do it. Somebody joins your team, write them a personal note. It's huge. They'll keep that stuff. I have a note. Look, I have a note here from. You want to talk about who writes notes? I don't know. Can you guys see this? Where am I? I can't see myself. And a note from Carl.
My team knows him as my husband.
Carl.
Yeah.
I know, he's pretty awesome. So he writes notes, and someone might frame it, put it on their wall in their office. You never know. All right, guys. Well, it was a grand pleasure being with you guys. Thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, you found a lot of good value from it. I really encourage you guys to use Teamzy. I think it's going to really help you. You can always message me, find me on Facebook. There's also a big purple help button on the bottom right of the screen in Teamzy, where the Teamzy team will help you with anything you have challenges with. But get in there and use it. This is built for you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for having me so much, Julie.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing call.
Hey, wait, real quick. Did you say that there was an app, a phone app for this?
It's not an app. It's a mobile web page.
Oh.
Kind of
okay.
like Coach Mobile. So go to teamzy.com in your browser on your phone, and then save it to your home screen.
Got it. Okay, cool.
But log in first, and then save it to your home screen.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great night, you guys.